So, I was gonna start this video really informative and have everything that happened, like notes and timelines, and just go about this, I guess, properly for my first video. But the thought of doing any of that is just exhausting to me. So I thought I would just make a video to get me, I don't know, more motivated or something to make more videos like this. But anyway, my name is Rochelle, and I'm 28, going on 29, and I had a stroke, and I thought it would be very helpful, if not to anybody else, at least for me, as like a way of healing, I guess, if I made videos of what's been happening and what I've been going through and what happened to me, and I don't know. I just need a way to, I guess, vent about anger, sadness, whatever I'm feeling, and I thought, what a perfect way to do that in a video, and other people that may have like had this similar thing happen to them, they can relate. And I've joined like stroke support groups like on Facebook, and I've actually attended a stroke support group, and it was very helpful that people understood the way I was feeling. So I thought maybe this could be helpful for somebody else. So I had my stroke 2 months ago, and it was actually on Christmas Day. So it's been about 2.5 months or so that since I've had the stroke, and I'm doing a lot better, but still not back to, I guess, what I want to be. I'm still not back to work, I'm still not driving or any of that, but I'm finally seeing progress, because at first it was like really depressing, because I didn't think I was gonna get better, and I didn't know when I was gonna get better, and that's really scary. Like, for me, my anxiety is triggered from not knowing like, am I gonna get better? When am I gonna get better? Like, it just, especially like having a 5-year-old daughter and people that were depending on me to get better, I felt like I didn't have time to be sick or to go through this. And I know there's never a good time to have a stroke or anything bad happen to you, as far as like medically or whatever. But I just felt like I was on a timeline for recovery, or I don't know if I'm saying that right, but you know what I mean. Basically, I had to get better fast, and I didn't have time for this. So basically my stroke happened because they think it's from my chiropractor. Because I went to the chiropractor 3 times in December because I was having horrible migraines, and I didn't know what else to do, and I didn't want to take Tylenol anymore. So the chiropractor seemed to think that neck adjustments would be extremely helpful for my headaches, and so that's what I got done. So yeah, 3 times I went in December, and Christmas morning is when I had my first stroke. And I guess I'll start with how I felt Christmas morning. I felt extremely dizzy, really sick to my stomach, and I just thought like maybe I had a bug or something was going on. Like, I just didn't feel right when I first woke up, but then slowly I realized like this is more serious than just a normal sickness. So I got up. My daughter was super excited because it was Christmas morning. It was just her and I. And I sat on the couch and I started feeling worse and worse. It was while she was opening presents. I just remember it like being really dizzy and I couldn't control my limbs, and I was like vomiting for like 45 minutes straight and foaming at the mouth, and my daughter was just like throwing napkins on me and trying to help me clean myself up, but she didn't know what was happening. I didn't know what was happening. It was a very scary time. And I couldn't like unlock my phone to call anybody because the room was like spinning, and I just felt extremely sick and I couldn't do anything. So somehow, like an hour later, I wanted to clean myself up because, mind you, like, I didn't want my daughter to see me like that. So it took everything in me to get to the bathroom to try to clean myself up. So I thought, like, maybe I'll just sit in the bathtub. I don't know what to do because I couldn't stand up to take a shower. So I sat in the bathtub and I just like had my head down and the water was running, and I was still trying to get into my phone, but I wasn't having much luck. And so my daughter, she knows I love bath bombs and stuff like that, so she threw one in thinking like I was just taking a bath and, you know, this is normal. So she threw in a bright pink bath bomb, and I remember I finally got into my phone and called my boyfriend and handed my daughter the phone and was like, here, you're 5, you need take care of this, tell him something that will make him think something's really wrong. So she was like telling my boyfriend everything she got for Christmas, and she was so excited, and then she was like, oh, by the way, mommy doesn't feel good. And we usually text, like I never call, and it was really weird to him that I wasn't coming to the phone. And so luckily he got the hint and he came right over. And because my daughter put in like a bright pink bath bomb, trigger warning, he thought, now I struggle with depression, anxiety, like no, I mean, it's not very serious. Like, I'm on Zymbalta for depression right now, and I battle every day with anxiety, but I'm not on anything for that, and I don't have suicidal thoughts or anything. But he came in and he just saw me, barely responsive, in a bathtub that was bright pink, and he thought I had, like, tried to hurt myself. And so he was, like, checking my body for, like, any cuts or anything, and it was just because my daughter put it in the bath bomb. But he didn't know what was going on. So he had to carry me out of the bathtub and get me dressed. Like, I remember being on the bed, and even just, like, turning my head slightly, it was enough for me to get so dizzy that I would have to throw up. So I didn't eat for a couple days because of that. And I went to the hospital after he got me dressed, and he had to carry me into the hospital to the ER because I could not walk. I don't think I even opened my eyes for a couple days. And I just remember thinking, like, I have no idea what's happening to me and why I feel so terrible right now, and why, like, literally everything was so, like, the room was spinning, and, like, I just felt horrible. And I was trying to explain to, like, the nurses and everybody at the ER, like, what I was feeling, but it's so hard to explain, like, unless you feel it, unless you're going through it. And so my blood pressure was normal, surprisingly, and so when I went to the emergency room the first time, they didn't know what was going on, and they diagnosed me with a stomach virus. They refused to do the CAT scan or MRI. I don't know why. So they sent me home and just treated my symptoms and said it was stomach virus, which it clearly was not. It was me having a stroke. So them treating the symptoms, I was able to kind of walk out of the hospital and go home. I'm still not feeling right, but because they treated the dizziness and the nausea and everything else, like, I felt a little bit better. And it was enough for me to be like, maybe I'll be okay. So the next morning, I woke up with the same symptoms as Christmas Day. And so it was extremely dizzy. I couldn't turn my head without vomiting. It was a nightmare. And I didn't want to go back to the hospital because I thought they would just tell me I have a stomach virus again. And so I went back to the same hospital. I really learned my lesson. I'll never go there again. But they finally gave me a CAT scan because my boyfriend threatened them. Because it was clear that it was more than a stomach virus at this point. Like, it was obvious the first time, but it was really obvious now. And they said that there were some anomalies on my CAT scan results, but it could be, they think, because I was moving. Which I definitely was not moving, because if I did, I got sick to my stomach. So I was trying not to move. I didn't even have my eyes open. I was just like, I'm going to keep my head perfectly straight. Because if I moved it side to side, I was going to get sick. So they had to shuttle me to another hospital to do another CAT scan, another MRI. And it was obvious that I had a couple strokes when they got the results at this other hospital. And that was really scary. Like, I couldn't believe at my age, you know, my blood work was fine. My blood pressure was normal. Like, nothing pointed in the direction of stroke. Except for, you know, obviously my symptoms. And when I said that I was going to the chiropractor for my migraines, they were like, oh, that's probably why. And I didn't know, like, a chiropractor could even cause a stroke. So apparently, I had dissected arteries in my neck. I could get the proper names and everything that happened in a different video, but honestly, I'm way too tired right now to look up stuff. But basically, I had a couple dissected arteries in my neck, and they think it's from neck manipulation from my chiropractor. And apparently, it's very rare for this to happen, but it does happen. And that's, like, really scary. Because I had no idea. So when they confirmed the stroke, they were like, well, we can't do anything for you here at this hospital because I guess they don't have the proper equipment or whatever to treat my stroke. So I had to be helicoptered to another hospital that was prepared for my stroke or to deal with it. So that's when I knew it was getting very serious, obviously. When they said helicopter to another hospital, I was like, oh my god. Like, I didn't know what was going on. I kept thinking, am I gonna die today? Like, I knew nothing about a stroke, like, before this happened. So yeah, when I was helicoptered to the other hospital, they gave me emergency MRI and a CAT scan. I had so many MRIs and CAT scans, it's insane. And they confirmed that it was a stroke, and they wouldn't give me any pain medication or anything when I was in the ICU because they wanted to monitor me. So, like, every hour, they were asking me the same questions, doing the same tests, and they just wanted to make sure my condition wasn't getting any worse. So it was a very scary time. Like, I had no idea that this could happen, and I want people to know that to be extremely careful going to the chiropractor if you're getting your neck messed with at all. Like, I don't know if it's the same for if you're getting your back or anything else adjusted, but I know your neck in particular is a very sensitive area, and just be careful. Like, I don't know if I would say, like, don't go to the chiropractor. For me, I definitely won't go ever again after this incident, but I was told it's very rare, but I just want everybody to be careful, because where I went, I didn't sign, like, any form or anything saying that this could happen. I had no idea. And it was obviously, like, some sort of trauma caused dissection of the arteries in my neck. Like, it didn't just happen. It can't just happen. So it was obvious. The only trauma I had was neck manipulation at the chiropractor that month. So that's why they're pretty confident that's what it's from. Because I didn't have any trauma that month, and my blood work, like I said, everything was perfectly normal. And usually dissectional artery, you had to have physically done something to have that happen, apparently. But I'm probably gonna stop there because this video is already getting long. I'm going to do a proper video of what the hospital had to say in my diagnosis and everything else, and what I'm going through since getting out of the hospital, since being home. But I just wanted to make a short video because I need some sort of motivation, because I've been very, very, very tired, and I heard that's very normal, but it sucks. And especially being home when I feel like I should be doing more, and just being at home thinking and having a daughter to take care of, it's just all of this is extremely inconvenient, obviously. So if anybody wants to reach out to me, if they had something similar happen to them, or you want to talk or vent or whatever, the support groups really have helped me a lot and feeling less alone, so I totally get it. But I thought this would be a good start to get motivation to make more videos, because I think this would be very helpful in a lot of ways. So that's pretty much it for this video, and I will try to make more soon. Okay, bye!